Queen Jadwiga herself, she had Piast blood, but she was not directly a Piast. She belonged to the house of the Capetian house of Anjou, which was a very old and noble, initially French noble family. But with time, they started spreading out to other parts of Europe. Maybe most famously, they ruled in Sicily for a while before the night of the Vespers, in which there was a major slaughter on the island. And then the family, they moved north to the kingdom of Naples, but no longer ruled in Sicily itself. And later on, they moved on further to Central Eastern Europe, and especially to Hungary and the area around Hungary. If we look at, in general, the Casimir the Great, one of the truly great Piast kings, had passed away. And after that, the Piast dynasty they did not have anybody that could rule Poland that was directly a Piast male member. So they scored a deal with the Hungarians. In Hungary, there are already very close ties between the Polish and Hungarian royal and noble families. There was a lot of intermarriage. This had been going on for quite a while at this point. And there you had Charles I, who was ruling. He struck a deal with the Poles that if the last Piast would die without a male heir, one of his children would be able to take the throne, the Polish throne. And this is what happened as well with Louis the Great, who became King of Poland. However, he never moved his headquarters, his royal court from Hungary to Poland. Hungary at that time was a truly strong regional power on an even higher level than the Poles at the moment. And actually today we think about the Hungary of the borders after 1945, but at that moment they had practically all of what is today Slovakia, parts of what is today Czechia, large parts of what is today Romania, Serbia, Bosnia, practically all of Croatia, just apart from the southernmost tip of it. And they were truly a formidable force. They were also they had Moldova as a fief at certain times, and when there was a conflict with the kingdom of Naples, and King Louis had enough of them, he grabbed his men and they crossed the sea into Italy, and they conquered the city of Naples itself. So a fact that is not very well known by most people, but the King of Hungary back in medieval times decided to invade and occupy the city of Naples in southern Italy. He was really only chased out of the city by the arrival of the Black Death, so he was not defeated in battle, and after that had to return back to Hungary. He had 3 daughters. His wife, Elizabeth of Bosnia, also had Polish Piast blood, but on her father's side came from the Bosnian noble family, the Kotromanic, which were ruling Bosnia at the time. She and Lois, they had 3 daughters. Catherine, the oldest, who was planned to take the crown, but she died early. Then we had Mary, and finally Jadwiga, who would later on become Queen of Poland. But initially it was thought that Mary was supposed to get that role. She herself married with Sigismund of Luxembourg, a family which was growing in strength in the region at the time. Jadwiga was planned to marry Duke Wilhelm of Austria, a a member of the Habsburg family, who at that time was a very small and not very influential.
Yeah, it was some time before the Habsburgs became what they later became.
Yes.
Very early days.
Exactly. But they, or you could say that they were just getting started with their strategy, which was later maybe most famously described by Maximilian I, the famous Habsburg Holy Roman Emperor. I don't remember the exact Latin quote, and I'm slightly paraphrasing here in English as well, but more or less it said, "Oh, Austria, let other nations wage war. You, happy Austria, marry." So using marriage as a way of forming dynastical alliances. This was the way that the Habsburg would later on come into control of large swaths of territory in Europe.
Adam, I'm sorry, the clock in the corner of the studio is winking at me, so we're going to have to pause there, but we will pick it up next time. There we are. I've interrupted Adam almost in mid-sentence, but fear not, if you join us next time, as we hope you will, we'll continue the story of Jadwiga, the first female monarch of Poland. In the meantime, thank you for watching.